being a solo entrepreneur can be a bit of a lonely journey. I've been living in New Zealand for 15 years now. About 18 months ago, I started my own digital marketing agency. And since that time, it's been one of the biggest things that I missed was I don't go to an office and have that sort of office banter. That stuff where, you're just hanging out, having a cup of tea in the morning or going for your morning coffee, talking crap, seeing what your work colleagues did on the weekend. Now, don't get me wrong, I love being my own boss. I love working for myself. I love being on my own time. But I sort of do miss that human connection. My girlfriend, she works from home as well, but she goes to the office 2 days a week. And she works for a massive company that has hundreds of employees. So even when she is working from home, she's still answering emails, jumping on Teams calls. Whereas me, because I work for myself, run my own business, I don't have any employees. There'll be days where I just haven't spoken to anyone. Or if I do speak to someone, it's usually a stranger that has sort of booked in a meeting with me and wants to talk about the service that I offer. Today, however, I am going for a coffee at 10 a.m. with an old friend, actually. It was a guy I met through owning my gym. He also runs an advertising agency. And I've got a couple other people that I speak to that are up in Auckland that run agencies as well. But it is a very solo journey. Does get quite lonely sometimes. So it is nice to get out of the house. I think it's good for, your sort of mental health, although I don't have any sort of mental health problems, but I imagine it is good to have human connection in your sort of professional life. So yeah, I think for all you solo entrepreneurs out there, reach out to people, go for coffees, try and have some social connection throughout your week. I do my best to try and meet people that are in the same industry as me, that are maybe running their own agencies or web developers, and try and sort of catch up with them, but it doesn't happen very often because everyone's just really busy. But stunning day today. Just been to the gym, and now I'm just heading around the reserve. I usually do this every morning, and then I'll do this in the evening as well, when I'm having lunch. Try and get in those 10,000 steps. But yeah, I just thought I'd jump on here and have a chat about being a solo entrepreneur and what that can sort of feel like. Sometimes it can feel like you sort of wish you had work colleagues. I don't wish I was working for a big corporate. I used to work for a corporate. It's very sunny. Used to work for a corporate media agency in New Zealand. Probably didn't appreciate it at the time, but was very happy to get out of the corporate world and start the solo journey. But the things you miss are that sort of office banter or work colleague chat that I don't have. When my girlfriend gets home from work, I can ask her like what she did today and who she spoke to, and she talks about people in her business and what was happening. And for me, it's kind of just like, oh yeah, I was at home. I did my usual stuff with myself. Not a lot happened. I have obviously stuff going on. I have work to do for other clients, but all of my clients are either in different different cities like Auckland, Wellington, Christchurch. So, I don't catch up with them face to face. It's usually Zoom calls or WhatsApps. I've started doing like a weekly coaching call with them, but yeah, I don't have that office work colleague banter. It's probably the only thing I miss when you are a solo entrepreneur. So I encourage all of you solo entrepreneurs out there to try and do what you can to find people either in your industry to catch up and just go out, and people in your local area just say, hey, do you want to grab a coffee? Take an hour out of your day. So I'm quite excited to do that today. Look how cute this dog is though. Hello, boy. Hello. What's his name?
Really?
Winston. Oh, you got two? Yeah. This one's Winston. Hey, Winston. What's this one called?
This is Lola.
Lola and Winston. Yeah.
See you.
Alright, that's very cute. That's made my day. Slobbery though. But yeah, if you're feeling lonely, feel free to reach out to me. Send me a follow on Instagram. I recently reached out to a guy who was posting YouTube videos on cold calling for his marketing agency that he just started. And I watched one of his videos morning and then sent him an Instagram DM, and we actually caught up on video chat. He's in England, a guy called Sam. But yeah, I think I do miss it. I do miss having office and work colleagues and, work chat. But I also do appreciate that I don't have a boss. I don't have anyone to answer to. I am a freelancer, as they call it. I can kind of work on my own schedule. So I guess there's pros and cons to both, right? But I think I need to do more. I need to make more of a conscious effort to get out of the house, because I'm at home 7 days a week. I'm always there, and I think my girlfriend understands that. Like on the weekend I'm like, hey, let's go out, let's just go do something, let's go to the mount, let's go for a walk, let's go have breakfast. Like I need to get out of the house because the house has become a workplace for me. So it's not just my home, it's somewhere that I am focusing on productivity and tasks and work, and that I am at work so much that I need to get out of the door and go and do something. And it's not the same having a Zoom call with someone as it is catching up with someone for a coffee. So yeah, I'm excited to go and meet this guy that I've known for quite some years, who's now running his own agency, and just have a coffee in town, and then I'll probably kick around for a little bit, have some lunch with Hannah, because she works in town, which would be quite nice. So just something to break up the day. But yeah, I think it's definitely, after about 18 months now running my agency, I've realised that it is a very solo journey, and no one's going to come knock on my door and ask me to go out. That I do need to put in the effort. It's like friendships, right? When you're 30, you always say you never see your friends as much, but it just takes so much more effort to catch up with your friends now. And you do have to book things in, and you do have to have group chats and try and organize things a week in advance. There will be spontaneous moments, obviously, where you can catch up with people, but then there are moments that just don't arise, and you have to organize things, right? Because everyone's got different things on, everyone's got different work schedules, people have got kids, dogs, whatever. So I think just like in your social life, I'm having to do that in my professional life, because I don't have, an office to go to, and people to sort of see, and connections in this industry. So I've made a couple of good sort of friends in the industry recently that I will call every couple of weeks and just see how they're going. But they live up in Auckland, which is 3 hours away from me, so I don't really have anyone here. I'm based in Tauranga. Look at that sun, that's really glary. Anyone that's based in Tauranga that I can talk to. So yeah, I think I need to make a conscious effort to try and meet more people. I know there's networking groups, but it's not really my jam. They do BNI here. But I feel like those are just very, very, very organized. You know, it's like, hey, we're doing an event on Tuesday at 6 p.m. at this location. It's not so spontaneous, not flexible, right? When you join those networking groups, you have to go at a set time. Whereas I would just prefer to sort of text them out, hey, what are you doing? Do you want to grab coffee tomorrow? Yep, perfect. But they're the types of meetings that I'd like to have more of. Probably pick up some more clients in Tauranga would be a good idea as well. I do have a client in Tauranga, but I don't see him very often. On a business front, I do see him because I go to the gym that he owns. But yeah, so that's kind of a bit of a perspective on being a solo entrepreneur. It's great. Love it. Love working for myself. But I do miss having a big sort of team around me, having office banter. When I was at the other media agency back 7 years now, we had like a promos team. And the promos team was always the fun team, right? They were the team that was doing all of the activations, going out in the car and like doing fun activities at the park or sort of local activations that we'd have. And I'd go into their office and they were always, you know, sort of planning their next big thing, which was quite cool. So yeah, I'd always go in there and, you know, spend half an hour chatting to them, seeing what's going on. I really enjoyed it. You'd book an activation yourself for a client and then have the activation team go and do it for you, and you could go down while it was getting done. But yeah, that was something I really liked. Obviously don't have that luxury anymore. So yeah, if you're a solo entrepreneur, freelancer, whatever it is you're doing, I encourage you to try and put in some effort to making more connections in your local area, getting out and seeing people. Thanks for tuning in. See you tomorrow.